We now proceed to the keynote speeches. Please welcome our first keynote speaker, Ms. Holly Vineyard, Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Department of Commerce, International Trade Administration.
On behalf of the U.S. Department of Commerce, I'd like to thank the U.S.-Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce for the invitation to speak with you all today. I think it's impressive that you've got such a large crowd here this early in the morning, and I'm really delighted to be able to see you all and to be able to thank Executive Director Susan Sadigova for her leadership and hard work for making this possible. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the two ambassadors, Ambassador Cekuta and Ambassador Suleymanov, and their teams in Baku and Washington for all they've done to advance the commercial relationship between the United States and Azerbaijan. And I'd also like to recognize Governor Sununu, despite how many U's and N's you have in your name. We consider this organization to be a great partner and look forward to many more years of close collaboration. For those of you who don't know, Azerbaijan is the fourth largest recipient of U.S. exports to the region, and we expect our share of exports to them to grow even more. And opportunities like this event help make clear what kinds of opportunities are available in the region. So we encourage the discussions for how we help Azerbaijan achieve its goal in diversifying its economy in order to pursue economic growth so it's not so heavily dependent on one sector. And we hope that the government and the private sectors can help with that goal. The government of Azerbaijan has announced that information technology, agriculture, and logistics will be key sectors in their diversification efforts. And with that in mind, while he was in Baku last year, our former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Europe and Eurasia, Michael Lally, had fruitful discussions with the ministers of communications, with the minister of agriculture, and he also had the privilege to sit down with President Aliyev. And there he was able to build on the previous past discussions that the president had had with our Commerce Secretary, Penny Pritzker. And we are delighted today that we have our new Commerce Secretary, Wilbur Ross, in the building. And so I'm going to apologize in advance that I'm going to need to leave here a little earlier than I had planned, but we are delighted to have a new Commerce Secretary who I am confident will also see diversification in Azerbaijan as an important goal for both of our countries. While Michael Lally was in Baku, he had good discussions about the Silk Road and how Azerbaijan can be the linchpin of that revitalization of the Silk Road. And so while this is an ambitious goal, it requires that we work together on both hard and soft infrastructure. And so in case you are not familiar with those terms, let me just describe an example of hard infrastructure would be the completion of the Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway and phase 1 of the Eilat Deep Sea Port. These are projects as they go forward will help link the countries of the region together, and by having fair and transparent tenders that allow U.S. companies to compete alongside local ones, that's an example of the soft infrastructure that will go along, as well as customs procedures are harmonized, as trade facilitation mechanisms are developed, and this collaboration can be on display when the nations co-host the Trans-Caspian Sea Forum here in Washington, D.C. in May. We believe that U.S. companies bring many of the technologies and services and expertise needed to make the new Silk Road a reality, and clearly our companies agree with us. We've seen over the past 25 years a diverse set of U.S. companies in the region in Azerbaijan, such as Pennzoil, Boeing, and Orbital Science, that have been instrumental to Azerbaijan's modernization. And after all, we believe that U.S. companies offer high-quality products, reliable service, and competitive pricing. But with those opportunities and promises comes expectations for high standards for business and investment climate regulations. And I'm confident as we work together that we'll see the business environment improve, and companies are already looking to expand their scopes of activities. We at the Commerce Department stand ready to help, and just some examples of how we've helped in the past have come with working with private sector partners who who have developed certified trade missions to Azerbaijan in 2013 and 2015. We've seen clear results come from those trade missions, such as Dow Chemicals reporting that they've increased their sales by several $million to Azerbaijan, and that they're going to set up a continuous stock with their Turkey-based distributor in Azerbaijan. Additionally, Honeywell has opened and expanded its operations in Baku. So we look forward to more of that, and before I leave, I want to make sure that you know who all my colleagues from the Commerce Department are in this audience. So I'd like you to raise your hands. I believe we have Danica Starks, Josh Bartlett, Julia Sabota, Victoria Yu, Daniel Dodds. Raise your hands high so people can find you during the break time. Please make sure you talk to these folks. They are experts on the countries, on the industries, and I think you'll find that they have a lot to offer in helping connect you to more opportunities. But I don't want to close without once again thanking the USACC for all of its hard work and for today's wonderful program. As I said, I unfortunately am going to have to leave to get back to my building, which is fortunately just across the street, but I do plan to be back this evening for the reception, and I know that Del Tasharsky, our new DAS for Europe, is going to be here this evening as well. So I hope that both of us will have a chance to chat with more of you in great detail to see what we can do to continue to build on what I think is already a very strong platform for a great commercial relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vineyard. Please welcome our final keynote speaker, Ms. Mary Warlick, Acting Special Envoy for International Energy Affairs and the U.S. Department of State.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Susan, and greetings, of course, to Ambassador Suleymanov, Ambassador Cekuta, Governor Sununu, and to all the members of the U.S. Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce. Very much appreciate the opportunity to be with you today, and of course also to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the United States and Azerbaijan. Now, Azerbaijan's relationship clearly continues to be very strong, and I know you hear much more of that through the course of the day. And this is especially true when it comes to energy. Last week, as some of you know, my colleague, Deputy Assistant Secretary Robin Dunnigan, led the U.S. delegation along with Ambassador Cekuta to the third meeting of the Southern Gas Corridor Advisory Council. Azerbaijani leadership has played a key role in making the Southern Gas Corridor a reality. And in his statement read last week to the Southern Gas Corridor Advisory Council, Secretary of State Tillerson recognized Azerbaijan's role in pursuing our shared strategic goal of diversifying regional energy supply, increasing market competition, and strengthening European energy security. The statement continued, over the past years, Azerbaijan and its partners have achieved significant milestones in making the Southern Gas Corridor a reality. While challenges remain, the United States remains committed to this project and all the governments and companies involved in order to ensure its completion. The U.S. delegation was also very pleased to be received by President Aliyev and to engage with European Commission Vice President Shevchevich and many other senior government, international financial institution, and private sector representatives who were also present at this important event. And it provided an opportunity to discuss both progress and remaining challenges facing the Southern Gas Corridor. The United States shares with all these key players the commitment to the success of this project. The United States believes that the Southern Gas Corridor, including the Trans-Adriatic Pipeline, is a vital project that can bolster regional energy security and could also help provide true diversification of gas supplies for Europe, especially Southern Europe. We're very pleased with the steady progress that has been made on the Southern Gas Corridor. Truly an amazing accomplishment thus far when you consider the complexity and scale of the project. A $40 billion plus investment involving 6 host nations, 3 separate international consortia, and multiple financing sources. Of course, a project of this magnitude comes with complex challenges. But the United States will continue to work with all of the partners along the way and along the corridor to help find practical solutions to any of the issues that may yet stand in the way of the ultimate success of this project. And by working together, we truly believe that we can achieve our shared objective of one day soon seeing Caspian gas power Europe's economic growth. By 2020 to 21, this network of pipelines will bring to Europe new volumes of gas from a new source, Caspian gas from Azerbaijan, increasing the diversity of Europe's energy sources. And this will be the first major pipeline source of entirely new natural gas supply for Europe in decades. It will lead to greater energy security, more competitive prices, and ultimately greater economic growth. Now, US support for European energy security is not new. The concept of a southern gas corridor to bring Caspian gas to Europe dates from the mid-1990s, about the same time as the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan oil pipeline was also taking shape. And just as the United States supported the BTC, we have supported strongly the Southern Gas Corridor and its contributions to what is so fundamental to European energy security, diversification of energy types, transit routes, and source countries. The United States support for the Southern Gas Corridor is one of the linchpins of our overall support for regional and European energy security. Its impact would be felt throughout the Caspian region and all across Europe, and it can advance integration among Caspian energy producers and link them to European markets, while also benefiting countries along the route, including Georgia, Turkey, and Greece, by providing transit revenues and additional gas. Now, the Southern Gas Corridor can also catalyze additional projects elsewhere in Europe, notably in the Southeast, the South Central region, and the Balkans, areas where the European Commission is providing assistance for developing important energy infrastructure and linkages. These include interconnection projects such as the interconnector Greece-Bulgaria and the interconnector Bulgaria-Serbia that can feed into Bulgarian, Serbian, and Romanian gas networks and bring Caspian gas further north, facilitating a vertical corridor from south to north and strengthening more broadly interconnectivity throughout Europe. Further west, people are talking about the Southern Gas Corridor network also supplying a possible Ionian Adriatic pipeline to deliver gas up the eastern coast of the Adriatic. So the Southern Gas Corridor ultimately can be much more than an east-west project. We believe it has broader implications for its suppliers and for European energy security that's founded upon real energy diversification of fuels, countries of origins, and routes. So once again, I'd like to confirm the United States' continuing strong support for the Southern Gas Corridor and to say we look forward to working with Azerbaijan and others in bringing it to fruition. And I wish you all the best for the remainder of the day and look forward to seeing you this evening as well. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Ms. Warlick. For our next keynote speaker, we're honored to welcome His Excellency Robert Cekuta, Ambassador of the United States to Azerbaijan.
Ambassador Suleymanov, Deputy Minister Mammadov, did we make him? Okay, well, we'll welcome him in advance, but we'll welcome Governor Sununu, who's been a great leader and helped all of us, PDS Vineyard, Susan Khanum, dear friends, colleagues, welcome to Washington, welcome to this conference. Washington'da hoş geldiniz. In this 25th anniversary of Azerbaijan's reemergence as an independent state and the 25th anniversary of diplomatic relations between our two countries, it's important to look back at what's been accomplished in those 25 years and also to look ahead at what Azerbaijanis and Americans can do working together. The basis of our relationship remains engagement in the areas of security, in the area of rule of law and democratic development, and in the area of economics, and that includes energy. Engagement in all three areas is essential to helping Azerbaijanis build the independent, stable, prosperous, democratic state that they have long desired and which we see as important to a Europe whole, free, and at peace. Each of these three areas is, as I and others have repeatedly stated, equally important to realizing an independent, stable, prosperous, democratic Azerbaijan, and none of these three vectors can be usefully pursued in isolation of the other two. Given that we are at an event focusing on commerce today, let me underline how this reality is true in the realm of economics and business. Azerbaijan has come a long way from the economic situation it was in at the time it regained its independence 25 years ago. Its development of major oil deposits gave Azerbaijanis a terrific economic boost and also made an important contribution to Europe's energy security, a contribution Azerbaijan is increasing with the development of the Southern Gas Corridor, something that my colleague Mary Warlick just talked about. But as many of us in this room recognize, Azerbaijan needs to diversify its economy to see new industries and sources of growth if it is going to realize fully the growth and prosperity its people want. There has been important progress in this regard. Many of us remember President Aliyev's meeting last April following his visit to Washington with the leadership of the American Chamber of Commerce in Azerbaijan. That meeting was followed by further discussions with other government and political figures, the publication of the Chamber's white paper, and the release of the government's economic reform roadmap. There were changes on the ground. For example, the further development of modern air and surface transportation systems that make Azerbaijan an ever more important node in the new Silk Road connecting China and East Asia, along with India and South Asia, with Western and Central Europe. There were significant improvements in Azerbaijan's customs procedures and a shift of more government services to the Asan system. But we also know that further progress is necessary and possible. Many in Azerbaijan's government and private sector have talked about the need for tax reforms and look forward to this being the year that it happens. Stronger rule of law, both in principle and in practice, remains important for encouraging entrepreneurs and attracting and keeping investment, whether from domestic or from foreign sources. So too are continued efforts to fight corruption, to boost transparency, and to strengthen the education system in Azerbaijan. So too is the need to engage the public, consumers, business people, farmers, entrepreneurs, journalists, on the reforms, their goals, and the plans for their realization. Experience around the world shows that the public's understanding and buy-in is essential to an economic program's success. I am not forgetting that third sector, security. We recognize the difficulties that result from Azerbaijan's geographic location, including the reality of the protracted conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh, which saw a renewed instance of tragic fighting this past weekend. Finding a peaceful settlement can only help boost the prosperity and well-being, as well as the stability of Azerbaijan. Let me close by saying this. The United States values its relationship with Azerbaijan and has long invested in its success. We also recognize what Azerbaijan has done to support the United States as well, whether in sending troops to Afghanistan, Iraq, and Kosovo, whether through the Northern Distribution Network supporting U.S. forces in Afghanistan, and what Azerbaijan has done to support the wider international community through Azerbaijan's relations with Israel, or through its efforts to fight terrorism, and its work as providing an example to others in the region as a majority Shia state with a history of religious tolerance. We have had a strong partnership, and as we will see with today's conference, we will continue to build on that partnership in the years to come. I look forward to today's discussions and to the steps that result. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. We now invite to the stage our final keynote speaker, His Excellency Elin Suleymanov, Ambassador of Azerbaijan to the United States.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the USACC conference. This is a great event. I know I'm speaking at the day after we have marked the 25 years of our diplomatic relationship. That's a great milestone in our history, in diplomatic history. But we'll talk about this more tonight at the reception, celebrating that. So please make sure you come to that event. We'll look forward to seeing you all. But first, I wanted to thank the distinguished co-chair Vasily for his extremely valuable contribution to the US-Azerbaijan partnership and generally leading this institution fantastically over the years. And I have to tell you, say whatever you want, but he is one of the most stylish co-chairs in this town. So, I mean, it's always true. It's always true. And that's why, of course, he sits right next to our favorite person, Danica Stark. So it's good. Thank you, Thank you, Danica. So I know it's a little bit off protocol, but I wanted to also note the presence and thank Dr. Sununu for being here. Governor Sununu, you know what we say. You want to get some strategic vision, ask Mr. Sununu to be there. Thank you for your leadership and thank you for your friendship to Azerbaijan. Of course, my special thanks goes to my counterpart, Bob Cekuta, without whom and his embassy what happens today would not be possible. Thank you very much. And thank you for coming all the way from Baku. And by the way, I want to welcome the Azerbaijani delegation. I know Vice President of SOCA, Mr. Belyarbayev is here, Mr. Mammadov, who is the is a deputy director of the Azerbaijan State Oil Fund. So I please treat respectfully. This is very important. This is where the wealth of a nation is, and of course the leadership of the banks and the different institutions, including Pasha Bank and different groups, are here. I want to especially thank Peter's Vineyard actually for speaking here, but also for leaving on time, because this is actually a good thing for us, because finally we have the Commerce Secretary, so we look forward to working together with your great institution. Thank you. I am extremely grateful to Acting Special Envoy Warlick for being here today with us and delivering a strong endorsement of the Southern Gas Corridor. This is very important for us, and your words and your work on behalf of this important project is very valuable. Thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your ongoing support. Thank you very much, ma'am. And of course, it's so good to see all our friends here. I know we have people who have made an extremely valuable contribution to developing of the relationship. It's former Special Envoy Hoxton is here, Michael Carpenter is here, formerly from the White House and the Pentagon, and David Merkel is here. So we have many good friends. They're much smarter than me, so they will be speaking. I don't want to take your time while they speak. What I wanted to do, in fact, it's the greatest honor for me, is to read the letter from His Excellency President of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, to the members of the US-Azerbaijan Chamber and to the participants of the conference. So if you allow me, I will do this. So on behalf of President Ilham Aliyev, I would like to read this. Dear members of the US-Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce, the United States-Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce annual conference dedicated to the 25th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic and business relations between the United States and Azerbaijan is an important event. I believe that the United States-Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce will continue contributing to the enhancement of cooperation between Azerbaijan and the United States. Azerbaijan and the United States enjoy a strong relationship based on close friendship and cooperation. We cooperate successfully in many areas of economy, particularly in ensuring energy security and diversification of resources. Since its foundation in 1995, the United States-Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce has been a participant in this process. As a member of the Board of Trustees of this Chamber of Commerce, I support and highly appreciate your efforts. As a result of a favorable business environment, American companies invested more than $10 billion in Azerbaijani economy over the years, with overall investments reaching $200 billion in Azerbaijani economy as a whole. The Doing Business report indicates that Azerbaijan is one of the top 5 countries in the world offering the best conditions to start a business, and this reflects a result of a deliberate effort. According to the report by the Davos World Economic Forum, Azerbaijan holds 37th place in the world and the first place in the Commonwealth of Independent States for the economic competitiveness. Furthermore, this year, the Davos World Economic Forum issued a report on growth of developing nations. According to the report, Azerbaijan shares first and second places. Azerbaijan, in cooperation with its partners and with the full support of the United States, realized important geostrategic projects such as Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan oil and Baku-Tbilisi-Erzurum gas pipelines. Currently, we are working together on the Southern Gas Corridor, which will contribute significantly to Europe's energy security. I trust that the United States Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce will continue its important and successful contribution to strengthening of the relationship between Azerbaijan and the United States of America. I wish the Chamber new successes in its work. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Thank you very much, and best of luck with the conference, and I look forward to the very interesting panels to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. We are delighted to announce that Sahib Mammadov, Deputy Minister of Azerbaijan Ministry of Economy, has been able to join us. Please welcome our final keynote speaker, Sahib Mammadov.
Good morning. It's a pleasure for me to take the floor. I'm just coming from the airport, so it's once more pleasure for me to participate here. Dear participants of the conference, it's my pleasure to greet all of you and express my deepest gratitude to US-Azerbaijan Chamber of Commerce and the embassies for organizing such annual conference. I'm confident today's discussions will be fruitful because the agenda covers a wide range of issues, including regional strategic goals, reforms implemented in Azerbaijan, investments to the non-oil sector, banking, finance, public-private partnership. 25 years history of diplomatic relations between Azerbaijan and United States shows that we have strong partnership embracing cooperation in the projects of regional and global importance. Azerbaijan attaches great importance to development of diversified ties with United States of America. Our bilateral relations have developed to the level of strategic partnership. Azerbaijan and United States cooperate towards fighting against terrorism. Our country is one of the first countries which rendered support to United States on this way. Moreover, Azerbaijan participates in the peacekeeping missions in Afghanistan, provides logistical support to NATO with 40% of cargo transportation to Afghanistan. Two countries are close partners in huge energy projects. As you know, the mutual high-level visits are of particular importance in terms of development of bilateral relations. The high-level negotiations and documents signed create a huge potential for expansion and deepening of mutually advantageous relations. One of the main directions of our economic cooperation is a bilateral trade relations, and the United States is one of the main trade partners of Azerbaijan. The volume of trade turnover for 2016 was $552 million US, but we know that our trade potential is much higher. The United States is a major investing country in Azerbaijan with $12.7 billion US. Currently, 235 US companies are registered in Azerbaijan. US companies operate as a contractor of public projects in Azerbaijan. Moreover, USAID has implemented such projects amounted to 350 million USD in our country since 1992. The State Oil Fund of Azerbaijan also invested in United States. Today, the non-oil sector development is one of the priorities for us to develop bilateral cooperation, and we would like to get increase in US investments in non-oil sector. It's important to note that the state support of the private sector as well as trade missions played great role in expansion and promotion of cooperation among business circles. We are very pleased that we have had business missions in the recent 2015 and 2016 years, and we do expect another one in 2017. Dear friends, taking advantage of this opportunity, I would like to deliver some information on the current social and economic reforms and achievements of my country. Azerbaijan is a dynamically emerging country with development infrastructure and open economy. As a result of successful economic policy of the government of Azerbaijan, there is a political and macroeconomic stability in the country. During the independence period, more than 230 billion USD were invested in the economy of Azerbaijan, and half of them were foreign investments. Azerbaijan is the first among the CIS countries for foreign investments per capita. Economic growth was 10.6% during 2004-2015 years. The measures taken in the current country for entrepreneurship development are assessed positively by international financial institutions. In the ratings of Global Competitiveness Report for 2016-2017, Azerbaijan ranked 37th among 138 countries, raising by 27 steps compared to the indicators of 2006. Of course, all these positive results could not be achieved without development of national laws and regulations. Therefore, in the recent years, the government has liberalized the rules and procedures for regulating the entrepreneurship activity in the country. The State Agency for Public Services and Social Innovations under the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the subordinate centers of this agency called as Asan Khidmat, meaning easy service, were established in order to deliver public services to the citizens, including entrepreneurs. According to the laws and regulations adopted by the parliament of the country starting from the end of 2015, prevention of cases of abuse, ensurance of transparency, simplification of administrative procedures in different fields like customs, licensing, issuance of permits, and certification fields have been provided. Apart from those, the inspections carried out in the field of entrepreneurship activities have been suspended for 2 years. The number of licenses and permits issued for the economic activities was significantly reduced from 89 to 37 and from 330 to 86 respectively. It should be emphasized that one of the economic tools like investment promotion is among the main directions carried out in Azerbaijan within the economic reform package. The investment promotion certificates are issued by the government to entrepreneurs in order to develop investment activities to create new production lines. Entrepreneurs, by obtaining these certificates, our entrepreneurs are exempted from paying 50% of income tax and are fully released from property, VAT, and land taxes, as well as import duties for imported technological equipment and facilities for 7 years. Today, sustainable and competitive non-oil sector development is the main priority of government. That's why industrial and technological parks, industrial districts, special economic zones are created in Azerbaijan. Promotion of Made in Azerbaijan brand in foreign markets, expansion and diversification of the export geography, organization of export missions to the foreign countries is one of the main directions of our economic policy. 7 export missions have already been organized to different countries such as United Arab Emirates, Germany, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Qatar, China, as well as Hong Kong. As a result of these measures, 7.4% growth rate is forecasted in the non-oil sector for 2017-2020. In addition, agricultural sector is predicted to reach 4.9 and 4.7% growth rate in 2017 and upcoming 3 years respectively. For ensuring further sustainability of economic policy and reforms, as well as preparing a new economic development strategy and deeply analyzing the current situation of the economy, the strategic roadmaps on main sectors of national economy was adopted. It includes economic development strategy and plan of measures until 2020, long-term vision till 2025, and target visions after 2025 years. As you know, Azerbaijan has always offered its infrastructure for the transportation of the Caspian energy resources to Western markets with successful projects of BTC and BTA, as well as the Southern Gas Corridor, which is being realized. At the same time, the favorable geographic location of Azerbaijan makes it possible for realization of transit potential of the country in terms of cargo transportation. The Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway and the new Baku International Trade Port will be the main segment of the historical Silk Road. It's my pleasure to note that the Trans-Caspian East-West Trade and Transit Corridor Transit Forum was held in Washington in 2016, and the next one has been planned to be organized this year. In conclusion of my speech, I would like to bring to your attention that all the aforementioned factors once more confirm that favorable business and investment environment and opportunities for further realization of mutually advantaged partnership, and we invite the business people of two countries to benefit from these opportunities. Availing myself of this opportunity, I would like to renew my gratitude to the organizers once more of for organization of this conference, and express my hope that our mutual efforts will contribute to the development of collaboration between our countries in various fields of economy. Thank you for attention.